Hey, what's good, you guys? Welcome to the Save On Experience, honey, Saturday Night Social Club. If you are watching right now on YouTube, thank you so much for joining in. If you are listening to this show, this means you are listening to the Save On Experience podcast. Thank you so much. You can find us on YouTube as Savon1111. And I say us because there's multiple personalities this house within this personality. Okay? So just letting you know. Before you get out of hand and you start wondering, why she keeps saying us? Because there's several of me that lives within me. That's why. Okay? So you can find me, you guys, on podcast via podcast on Spotify, Google Podcast, Breaker, Pocket Cast, and Radio Public. I will also be dropping the RSS feed URL in the comment section of the show once we are done. Oh, I'm so excited about the topic tonight, y'all. But before we get into the topic, you know, I always have to show love, showcase, do something for either an aspiring artist, actor, a show that I saw, a song that I heard that I wanted you guys to hear. And I heard one this week. And so we're going to take a moment before the show gets started and we're going to listen to this song by Lala. Yes, honey. Lala the Voice. And it's called Get High. Yes, Lala the voice. But you guys may know her as Tasha the Gemini. Listen to those vocals. I know y'all heard it. Do y'all have y'all libations ready? Do you have your libations ready? It could be water, it could be Kool-Aid, it could be tea, it could be Crystal Light. I'm going to be sponsored one day. You watch what I say. Crystal Light, okay? Or it could be your favorite adult alcohol or non-alcohol beverage. So listen, I'm starting a new series and it's called Human Sexuality. So it's not for the faint of heart, and it's gonna be a bit explicit. I do apologize in advance, but tonight episode will not be. Tonight, the first episode of the series Human Sexuality is why when you get a man or a girl, or you get booed up, girl, I get kicked out. Why I don't hear from you no more? What's going on? Why you acting funny? Y'all know y'all got some friends that do that. I'm going to bring in the none other, you guys know her, Miss Jasmine Divine. Puffy Fat Cat will be joining us as well a little bit later. Jasmine, you at the door. Tell me what you think about it, girl.
Hey,
Hey, boo.
hey, how you doing?
I'm splendiferous. How are you?
I am Uchi Coochie Bay.
Uchi Coochie, Uchi Wally Wally.
Coochie Bay. Yes.
What is Uchi Coochie Bay? What is that?
Uh, I don't know. It's a
What is that?
cross between and
Mm, okay. So it's been that kind of day today.
Mm.
Well, we're
Yes.
gonna thank God for seeing it.
Yes. That song. I'm kind of sort of mad with that song right there
Why
that you
you
played.
mad? Why
Because it
you
was too
mad?
short. It was too short. I was getting into the groove of the situation, and it's got to be something that I want to probably add to my playlist. So I not ain't gonna probably. It's gonna be that song that I listen to get me started to go whenever I get ready to get on my road. So it's gonna be the one of them ones. I'll be like, and then but it's easy that like you can transition from driving to riding.
Yes.
So you can go from driving to riding real easy on that because you can get your good old you know, and then well, mm,
Oh,
you can, yeah, you be like,
yes.
ooh, well, nah, but that's a whole nother story.
I felt
So,
I felt like she wanted to give us more. She wanted us, well, no, she wanted to leave us wanting more. And she definitely left me wanting more. It was a vibe. It was a true, and it was called Good High. You guys can find it on SoundCloud. La La the voice.
I think
La
I was spelling
La
that wrong because I was trying to
the
find
voice.
it right quick so I can go ahead and load it down. So, but
Well, you know what?
I'm gonna get it though. Trust and believe, I'm gonna get
I'm
it.
gonna make sure that I just stream it just a little bit longer as a banner so that the people can take note of where you can find the song Get High. So listen,
Hmm.
we're gonna get right into the topics because I'm moving right on along, girl. I want to keep it moving for the podcast too, because I'm trying something a little different.
All
Let me
right.
ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been looking at some of the comments since we started, and some of the folks in the comments have actually said that you typically lose on average 2 friends when you get into a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why would you lose friends?
I feel like sometimes when it comes, especially when it comes down to relationships, if we gonna keep it 2000, I
Mm-hmm.
do feel like sometimes in a relationship, like we all done been in situations and spaces before that, we occupy that friends or that person's space for its energy and being with them all the time. So, when
Mm-hmm.
that new person come along, is that hint of jealousy. Not only a hint, but some of it is a lot of hard jealousy because we sometimes have those friends that come to us with nothing that's factual, but some fabricated stuff. Let's just be real and be like, well, girl, I wouldn't date him because he was with so and so and so told me, so and so and all this kind of stuff. So I feel like sometimes, you know, people put into your life for a season.
Uh-huh.
And if people can't be there to share the happiness with you because they went through that sorrow with you, and they should be happy and rejoicing with you, because as quick as they try to show that same love and happiness and rejoicefulness with you, then they lonely ass won't be lonely no more.
Oh, so you think they lonely? So wait, hold on. So on your perspective
Hmm.
is, and I'm gonna give it as a scenario. So me and you friends, you get a man,
Girl, I can
and
break
I
it down a little
start
bit
acting
easier.
funny.
I can break it down a little bit easier than that, girl.
Oh,
We're gonna
well,
use
won't you please?
we're gonna use friendship for instance.
Okay.
Now, when you are around, everybody has those ride it out, those real true friends. You may not talk to them every single day, but at the drop of a dime, when you really need to have a conversation with someone and you want that sounding wall or that mirror, you
Mm-hmm.
call that one friend that you know is going to be straightforward with you. And sometimes when people see that you grow and mature with other people, they're not at a place that they can grow and mature. So they get jealous of you, the growth that's in
Mm-hmm.
you. They
Mm-hmm.
get jealous of that. I'm moving forward with my life. I'm finding that new happy. Instead of
Mm-hmm.
being congratulatory towards you and helping you out, I hope that's the right word. If it's not, but you know how I am.
Come on
Instead
now.
of being
That's the
happy
word.
for you at that time frame,
Mm-hmm.
they're being salty and bringing you the negativity instead of bringing that positive. So maybe it's meant for you right then and there to take in, cut that root out, cut that trim out, that trim that leaf or whatever it is, because they'd have done their job for you at that present point in time. Not to say that you're completely throwing them away, but give them that
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to do what they got to do, because that's the same thing in relationship. A wise friend told me, when you go, I treat relationships now, I look at them a little bit differently, because this friend told me, you treat a relationship like it is like a loan. When you go in and you asking for a loan, you don't necessarily get everything that you need, but you got to prove to that bank, or credit union, wherever it is that you're getting that loan from, well, hey, I can handle the money that I'm asking for. So we're gonna give you a 5% of what you asked for, and see if you can take that 5% and make it 10% and bring me back that interest. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of times with relationships, whether it's family, let's be real, because family, a lot of times family is the saltiest one of them all, because they see
Oh,
you moving forward and
oh.
they see you're getting happy
Well.
and you're getting that dream that most people dream about, but then they want to
Mm-hmm.
they want to sprinkle that old saltiness right on top of there. So family,
Family.
friends of the family,
Mm-hmm.
cousins,
Cool. She
cousins
put
from that
emphasis on cousins. You put
cousins.
emphasis on. If y'all not look, listen to the podcast. You
I'm
can't see her
sorry.
face, so I need you to go to youtube.com,
Right,
Savon1111, and watch the show. When she said
right.
cousin, it was
Cousin.
almost like she had a story behind that one. So we're
I
gonna
do,
get
but
into that
it's
later.
not the time or the place for
Oh,
it right
oh,
now, because we
not the
talking
time or the
about,
place. All right.
we talking about relationships right now, and we all have those relationships in general is what I'm
Mm-hmm.
really trying to say, because I know I broadened it from what you originally was going for, but
Mm-hmm.
relationship in general, we can even talk about that as far as like work relationships. When people see that you're up for promotions and different things,
Oh,
they don't like to really see you
girl.
happy, especially, I hate to say it, a
Oh.
lot of black people do have the crab in a bucket mentality. Instead of helping each other and getting to a place that
Mm-hmm.
you're helping a person, you like to take and kick the bucket off from underneath them so they fall back down. And
So
sometimes
what?
you don't realize that you kicking that bucket off from underneath you,
Mm-hmm.
missing, not only missing your blessing, but you taking and stumbling your growth too. Because if they didn't give it to that person and they passed you up for another minority, then what makes you think they're gonna give it to you next?
Well, I tell you what, but let's reel it in. That's a topic I want to get into too. But staying on this one, human
Yes.
sexuality.
Yes.
And when people get in a relationship, they act funny. So you have one spin on it where when you get in a relationship, your friends act funny. I have another spin on it that I've witnessed when um they get in a relationship, they start acting funny. So
Oh,
some
girl,
of
come on,
our
talk about it.
yes, we're gonna talk about that. So some of the comments that I'm seeing, they're saying that time constraint is also a thing. So I guess people balancing relationship and friendships. One Jatari says some people friends like to mess around with a friend's man, so they got to get cut off. Jatari, I'm gonna say this: that friend should have been cut off. I don't trust those type of friends.
And
Ain't no
if
need you
that
coming around me.
and
Mm-mm.
if
We
that
gonna cut that
dude
off.
and if that dude was that low down and dirty to do that right to you, you need to let him go too.
I'm gonna tell you
Him
what of
or
my
her or them, what let them go too.
I'm gonna tell you what my late best friend told somebody in that same situation in our circle. He said, "Look, that's y'all's nasties. And if that's what y'all want to do, y'all can do that. That's none of my business. But neither of you will be in my business and in my circle." But what I've noticed, some people get a man and girl, they act like all their time is invested in them. They
Mm-hmm.
don't you if you say, "Girl, let's go," maybe
Well, I gotta
we
check
have
with Bay
dinner every
first.
you already know where I was going. Girl, let's go to dinner like we do every third Saturday after month. Well, let me see what Bay is doing first. Girl, excuse my French. Fuck Bay. Girl,
Period.
we've been doing this. You should be able to have a an acceptable or I'm on a healthy amount of time away from Bay. Okay,
Well, you
so that
know,
you can have your friendships. Why can't you have your friendship and your bae at the same time? Why can't you balance that out?
because it's a learning process. I feel like with a lot of people, it's a learning process. They don't understand. They've been so lonely for so long, and
Mm,
they're trying to achieve what most people consider to be the American dream by having that counterpart or whatever like that. That they're willing to lose some their own self and to sacrifice their own self, whether that's friendships, whether that's work relationships, whether that's work, whether that's making
mm.
that like because
Uh-oh.
let's be real,
Some of them stopped going to work too, girl. I was gonna
just
touch
gonna
on that
say
too.
some people get into relationships and they lose themselves completely, like meaning like, well, girl, you still like to go down to shrimp basket and have your seafood. Well, girl, I don't know because Bay said that he don't like such and such, or she said that she is allergic to shrimp, so I can't kiss her, or either prime example, another one. Oh, well, Bay vegan, so I'm gonna go vegan too. Or such and such, Bay don't eat coconut no more, so I can't eat coconut. Or I don't they don't eat pork, so I can't cook pork and eat pork too. Are you still being for you, or are you being for them? Are you losing yourself out of this relationship? Like, then that's when a lot of the friendships, especially if you have it, like you were saying, established thing, like every third month, every third week we go somewhere to just to chill and girls talk, and you stop
Mhm.
doing that. That's when you start breaking down those barriers of all those long-term friendships that you've had.
And that's what I'm talking about. Why you can't have both. And then you all up in each other's face all the damn time. And I may sound like a hater having that conversation, but I'm not. I feel like you should have that perfect balance because as
Mm-hmm.
soon as Bay leave, Bay cheat, Bay whatever, then you want to be on my phone 24/7. And girl, now
Mm-hmm.
I got other shit to do. I don't have time to talk to you. Or I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
make time to talk to you. Because what you're not gonna do is pick me up like
Right.
a ball and play with me and then throw me back. So
Want you to
I
come through and help pick up them pieces.
girl, brothers, sisters, gays alike. Keep y'all close friends close to you. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you have a healthy relationship because that is a pet peeve of me. So a pet peeve of mine. So Nivea says she been married 17 years. I deal with people that are okay single and established relationship. Right. I think you should definitely have a blend of two. I just feel like when people get in relationships and they everything becomes about that relationship, I feel like that's strange. There's something wrong there. Because
Mm-hmm.
now you're putting everything into that relationship and it's okay to, invest in it and let it grow. But when you cut everything off and then that is the only person that you see and you don't see your friends, you don't see your family, your ass ain't going to work like you used to.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all about him. That ain't normal. That's wrong.
Yep.
That's
They've lost
dangerous.
themselves. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Hey, Shayla Boo.
They
I can't.
lost themselves in that individuality. And you still
They
have to
lose
maintain.
it.
It's got to be separate. You're
Eh,
supposed to be able to have a relationship, but then it's got to be separate some type of way. Because how do you know that you love or like that person if you don't never miss that person?
if you never take a moment to miss each other. And hey, Anthony. So Mirrodin Monk says some people jump in with both feet.
I
I
get
mean,
that,
they
but
do.
you still have to keep a portion of self.
You
Because
do.
if you're not technically married, even when you're married, you still have to have that opportunity to miss a person. Because like you were saying, Savon, if you're with that person 24/7, and the only time y'all really are far from each other is when you go to work or when he goes to work, and you're either sitting around and you're working or whatever like that, how do you miss that bond? Because I mean, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, if he ain't got nothing going on, or he had something going on and you had something going on, but then both y'all done quit y'all jobs to sit there and look at each other and stare at each other, how in the hell,
Girl,
who gonna do what? Somebody
they're
got
gonna
to
be a
be.
homeless. They're gonna be a homeless couple, I
We
guess,
got
girl.
love. We got love.
I, so
Love
I
ain't gonna
don't
pay the
want to.
bills.
I don't want it to confuse it with those like you meet somebody and you guys, you just feel it in your soul, your spirit. You know, this is the person you've been waiting for. You are destined to be together and you want to put your best foot forward to ensure that the relationship lasts and it thrives and you just nurture it. I don't want anyone to confuse the topic to think that we're saying that's wrong. I'm not, because you do have to work. You do have to work at it. And but I feel like the topic is, why when you get a man you don't have no more friends? Or here, Jasmine, here's another one. And this is hitting home. So if your toes get stepped on, girl, wear some steel toe boots. Listen, so we friends, and let's say it's me and a female friend of mine, and she got a little boo, and they working things out, and everything is going well. And then all of a sudden, he found out that her friend is either gay or trans or
Mm,
bi, and
mm.
now he like, well, I'm not real comfortable with you being friends with that particular person. And you don't really cut off the friendship directly, but you definitely stop spending time. And you have the audacity to tell your friend that your man is uncomfortable with them. How do you feel about a situation like that?
Girl. So I feel like this. If you truly say that you're friends with a person, that does and you're in a relationship with the person, I don't feel like that person you're in when you're in a relationship, you can't lose who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times people do take and sacrifice themselves, sacrifice their happiness in order to appease their counterpart. And if your counterpart is not strong enough or healthy enough mentally to take and deal with someone that is gay,
Mm-hmm.
trans, then the oops is not on them. The oops is on you, because that's the biggest thing that's going around, and that's what's killing a lot of trans and gays right now. Is that toxic masculinity. And say it
Mm-hmm.
right for me to say one, because you
Yeah,
know I'm
that
jacking it up.
toxic, you said it, toxic masculinity. You are
But that's
absolutely
a lot
right.
of things that's taking and killing us, because they see potential. Some guys see it, didn't know what it was, as far as they know they have the feelings there.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why they're saying to you, well, I don't want to be around that person, is because the feelings is there and they don't want their tea to really get out, or they don't want their perception of what it is to get out. Because if they get around them and get comfortable with it, and if
Mm-hmm.
ogre, if he, he has to go out of town, or he slips up and say, well, I need you to go run to the store, and you and Jezzy is sitting on the couch. He's scared that he gonna go ahead and be like, well, what's up? Can I or whatever the case may be, or try to figure out where the hanging spot is for the girls or whatever like that. So it's both ways. But then you have some of them trifling friends
Oh.
that may sense that tendency inside of that dude, And that's what makes him
Oh.
uncomfortable because they
Mm.
sense that in there. Let's be real. We read
Mm.
people like Savon. You know, we read people's like we read books, baby. Like we, especially when we get that, we
Girl.
may not say nothing, but when we get that intuition, and you know that old gay dog is just like, it's clapping on
Girl.
down and clapping on down, and
Mm.
we say, baby, he got a touch of sugar in him, as the old folks used to say.
So you either bothered by the fact that they truly live
Hmm.
that way and it's stirring up some emotions and feelings in you, or you think they gonna know who you are and pull your tea, your truth,
Right.
or call you out,
Right.
or you want that person,
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying?
No tea,
But
no shade,
then
but
I'm gonna play devil's advocate because I want to hit every area of possibility in these situations, because I believe that what we're talking about is why people, act funny when they get in relationships, but we're also wanting to give some insight as to why people. So Lyric said something on the other topic. He said, are they acting funny, or are people so possessive of one another and don't know how to handle change? So they take it personal and get upset instead of dealing with their childhood traumas. So I think what Lyric is saying, the I don't know if that's the friend who's being, I'm going to say, pushed to the side, is not dealing with it, or if Lyric is saying that the friends start having issues with their friend being in a relationship because of the change, and they're getting upset and not dealing with the fact that, why am I so bothered that this particular person is in a relationship and doesn't have as much time for me?
well, see, I looked at it on both.
So he clarified.
I look at it on both sides because
Mm.
you can have you can be good Judies with people and have shared a whole bunch with them.
Mm-hmm.
But when the whole possession part to me goes back to the jealousy,
Mm-hmm.
and then people take often confuse some forms of friendships
Mm-hmm.
as, it to me, I look at friendships a little bit differently because a lot of people um they take it to a different places, meaning as, me and you have a friendship. And I
Mm-hmm.
know I may not take and talk to you every single day, but I came in knowing that you were already in a situation.
Ooh, you
So
said a situation. I'm
yes,
in a situation, girl.
out of the respect of you and your situation in your household,
Oh,
I
I'm in a situation.
respect, I respect that by, I'm old school. So I know 9, 10 o'clock, if I haven't heard anything from you, send you a text first to be respectful because you could
Mm-hmm.
be spending a long time with Silent Bay, or you could be doing something because I know you work a lot too. It's a
Mm-hmm.
respect, and you find that balance with people, and I don't think some people value friendship enough to take in work through to try to figure out a balance in order to help that person to achieve not only keeping the
Right.
relationship that they want, but keeping your relationship too, because some people just, we're so quick now, we're microwave people, that we're taking so
Oh,
quick to take and just throw away something. And if we can't get it right then and there, we microwave, so we want to throw it away. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes
microwave
sense.
people. That makes sense. We're just so in and out so quick that we just don't allow
Right,
the relationship or the friendship to manifest. You know what I'm saying? Or
right.
we feel we lay so many dependencies on the friendship to where we have to face the silence of dealing with ourselves.
Hmm. A song that Betty Wright took and put out years and years ago was called Pain.
Mhm.
And if you're not willing to go through the pain of the situation, and
Abandonment syndrome.
okay, I'm good. You don't, thank you. You took it right out of my mouth.
Mirrodin
Thank you.
Monk said abandonment syndrome. Mm. So when
Thank
I
you, Monk. I appreciate that because that just put the, how you get those what's the old school, the push pins, and we used to
uh-huh.
take and put a pin in it, and that just
Yeah.
does it for you. You
Mm-hmm.
don't highlight it and you don't put a pin in them.
Mm.
But
Girl,
people don't like to see other people grow though. And that's the sad thing about it is that we feel like friends are supposed to stay in this one little box, and once they get out of that little box, instead of allowing a person to be in this yard so they can have as much room as they want to the roam free, we want to
Mm-hmm.
take them and put them like, oh, it's mine, so let me hide it away. But
Right.
you have to be able to allow a person to be who they are. And if
Right.
growing with someone else, look, I'm gonna be here for you if the pieces get knocked down. But you
Mm-hmm.
know, I don't know, girl. This is deep.
Listen,
I like that.
it's
This is deep.
it's real deep because it
This
could
is
be
deep.
so many things. It's deep.
I wanna go in
Deep.
deep.
Deep and not like my booty deep, but deep. That's what my late best friend used to say. Not like my booty deep, but deep.
Right. Because we got the stilettos on, so we tiptoeing across some
We
things.
got to tiptoe across, girl.
Right.
Let me tell you, honey, that is the absolute truth. Wait a minute.
Nivea, Oh,
Oh, somebody's at the door, girl. Hold
who is
on.
this?
Lyric official from the Kicking It with Lyric YouTube show.
Oh,
Hey, babe.
okay.
Hey,
I'm finna go
beautiful
ahead and get up off
queen.
of here. Let me go
What
and
you not
go.
gonna
Look how
do?
you treat me. You know, and this is thing. This is my mama, y'all. Y'all see how she treat me? I
Let
should
me
have
go and
abandonment
go.
issues.
Oh, listen, Nivea said, I'm all for growth, but just don't forget where you come from.
Very much so true.
But you
So
gotta
you
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 gotta give a
touched on
person the
something.
opportunity to do that though, to grow. And if it's like
Come on, mama.
it's like the song Butterfly with Mariah
Uh-huh.
Carey in it.
Uh-huh.
If it's something that you love, you have to let it go in order for
Uh,
it to spread its wings and grow. Because if it
mm.
cannot spread its wings and grow, it's gonna suffocate and die.
But see,
So if that fresh, go ahead, baby.
that's our problem. We put our love in other people. And we put our strength in other
Ooh.
people. We put our focus in other people. So what happens is a lot of friends, they come in connection because they're trauma bonding. They bond
You
off of
the
issues and
trauma
problems. And what happens
bonding.
is, yeah, and what happens is one person, a lot of times, a person will evolve. Yeah, they get in another
Yep.
relationship and things
Yep.
happen. And then that
Mm-hmm.
other person is like, oh, she's leaving me. Oh, she's not a good friend like she used to be. What the real
Mm-hmm.
issue is now, you have to deal with you, and you put
Mm-hmm.
your power in her. So now that she's gone, now you feel powerless. First of all, I don't put all that on my friends. I don't put all that responsibility for a friend to stick around, for a friend to always listen. That's my responsibility. I give
Uh,
myself the love I need.
ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So if a text message ain't answer, a call ain't answer, I'm unbothered because I know
Yeah.
you have a life as well. But we put our power in other people like crazy. And then we
Ooh.
get upset when people evolve and change. No, you need to evolve and change and get with the program.
But what
Oh,
about the ones who, like I said, they get a man and they start putting you on red. They used to blow you up all the time, and now they don't call no more. They don't write. They don't send a message in a
some of them don't.
bottle,
Because they
baby.
didn't
They
really
don't do
grow.
shit.
They
Well,
didn't
they were
really
just
grow.
using your ass because they was
Exactly.
lonely as fuck anyway. Ooh,
But
so
some people, like you have stated several times too, Savon. Some people like those yes people that to be around
oh,
You
them so
better
they can
speak,
get what they
Jasmine.
want. But so
You better
when they
speak.
don't have that
mm,
yes person around them, they don't know what the hell else to do with themselves. And like Lyric said, if I'm giving you all my power and time, and
Yes.
not necessarily, I want power is a strong word, so I won't say power. But some people are weak minded, and they look for that person to be they're sheep, so they're automatically going to take and follow whoever is that stronghold. And when that
Come on, Nivea.
stronghold finds somebody to tame them, and they want to be intertwined with them, then that's when they get lost in the sauce because then they don't know what else to do with themselves.
You
So
better
I
speak.
understand what you're coming
Because
from.
honestly, and to keep it
ooh,
real, it is your
yes,
power that you're
it is.
given. And what a lot of times the reason why we treat and try to control certain people is because we put our power in that person. So what we're
Mm-hmm.
really trying to obtain and keep tabs on is the power that you released, not
Mm-hmm.
the individual. It has
Uh-huh.
nothing to do with the individual. We
Nope.
a lot of us are narcissists in our own right, whether it's being so codependent on other people
I'm a
or
narcissist.
but we gotta own that. We gotta own that because I learned that because I saw some of my friends get in relationships. And I've been in a position where I got in a relationship and I didn't have the time that I had when I didn't have a relationship. So and people, you're upset about that,
girl. And they don't see that you are trying to notch. So you got a pie. And it's made of, I'm gonna say it's 100%, so it's broken up in pieces, and you have to have a percentage for work.
Come on
you
now.
have to have a percentage for family. You have to have a huge
You better speak.
percentage for yourself.
You better speak.
Then you have to have a percentage for the relationship.
You have to have a how much for
yourself.
How much?
A huge percentage for yourself.
So if we saying huge, we'll say like 35% or 45% of it is for self.
I'm gonna tell you, I want all.
I'm gonna lie. I want 50% for myself. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna be very honest.
I want 100 for me because the way I treat myself is how I'm going to treat you, how I'm going to handle you. If I'm mishandling myself and not giving myself a 100%, I'm gonna only give you half.
Oh, well.
So you got a big ass paddle.
But I'm gonna tell you, see, this is the thing. This is what people
you come
do.
last.
This is how it happens though. We take a cup for instance. You have this cup and we pour into people all the time. We pour, and then you sit there broken, lost, don't got shit in your cup.
What'd you say? We pouring. Wait.
Just come on, Auntie. You pouring and pouring. So what happens is I heard Iyanla Vanzant say something so powerful. She said, well, I'm never gonna pour out of my source. I'm gonna give you the overflow. I overflow with so much greatness that I gotta give you the liquid that's on the saucer that the cup is sitting on top of. But baby, I will never be empty for anyone.
Wait, I need you to break that down one more again. Not once more. One more again. I'm gonna give you the overflow.
Give you the overflow of what's taking place. See, you got to get to the point where you flowing so heavy, you ain't got no choice but to give. You ain't got no choice but to love. You have no choice but to embrace, because it's so much that you're holding within yourself and within inside of you. It has no place to go but to spill outward.
So do you feel that the friend was just giving you too damn much to begin with, and they started giving you the overflow, and now that person got a problem because now they just getting scrapes from the plate?
But see, my thing is, if you sitting there dealing with trying to get my overflow and you ain't overflowing into me, baby, we don't even have a conversation to even have.
You know what?
But you know what? That's just like how whenever I the very first time I had met my Black Beauty, I wasn't trying to do anything out of the ordinary. It was just the aura and the essence. And I understand that. And people don't understand your auras and your essence.
Very much so
like
true.
Some of us not only are lights, but we can give you that what you need without doing it. And it's just like you pull from that. So I definitely understand that. But shit, we get tired too. We need somebody to pull and to pour in us too. So if you always take, when are you gonna replenish?
But see, this is the thing. When you operate at the right frequency, you attract light beings that pour into you. So you're already operating at a frequency to attract that kind of energy. And what happens is, go ahead, Auntie.
Girl, you don't open it up. That's all I can say. You don't open this up. That's all I'm saying.
We don't went from human sexuality to the friendships and why they act funny. But I think this is important because
it is.
We sometimes perceive someone acting funny who's really not acting funny. They could be just finally putting you in your place.
Yep, and sometimes you're guarding sometimes you're guarding yourself though.
You are, but
a lot of times when you are figuring out exactly who you are, you guard what it is that you're pouring out. Because somebody told me years ago, you cannot say to a person bless you, because every time you're saying bless you, you're taking from what you're getting done. You know what I'm saying?
So sound like the crab in a bucket mentality.
It is.
No. Let me finish saying what I'm saying though. You have to use it sparingly. It's just like whenever you entertain people. When you have people around you, you're entertaining that person. Not only that person, but you're entertaining that spirit. So energy is never lost. Energy is always passed, whether it's negative or positive. So
Mhm.
if you are around always constantly around someone that is negative, it's
Mm.
gonna not only physically drain you, it's gonna start diminishing what you can take in
Mama,
because it's
can I
starting.
take that
Go
a step
ahead,
further?
go ahead,
Oof.
Why are you attracting those entities? Is the
because you
first
haven't
question.
worked out the
Come
foolishness
on
in
now.
yourself.
And that's the thing. That's where it goes back to how we treat our friends, how we treat our family, how we look at relationships. Is going back within yourself and dealing with those childhood traumas. A lot of us we have separation anxiety. We don't like change. And that's because of things that have happened in our past. You said something earlier that, and there's a term we talked about it on my show. It's called boundaries.
Oh,
When you find yourself,
such a basic
come
term.
on, Auntie.
But so much power,
Boundaries.
So much
so much.
power, because when you set
Hmm.
boundaries in your life and you find out who you are, you find your power, you find your strength, you find your being, yourself in your totality, you begin to find your worth to the point where you like, no, this don't benefit me no more. This is not um um of benefit to me. So now I'm about to set these boundaries and put hard lines here. So a lot of times what
Mhm.
happened, those people who are used to not acknowledging your boundaries, they get upset,
Mhm.
they get irritated.
Mhm.
And what happens is that person that is evolved learns that, hey, I gotta let go of some people. And
Mm.
if this he don't like it, if she, he, them, whoever it is, mama, daddy, whatever, don't like it,
Mm.
they gonna have to move around because I choose me. You only get one life.
You
In
say
this
what,
So,
existence,
baby?
I
mm,
choose me.
so
Tell him again, my baby. What you say now?
I choose me
and
Mm.
at
pour
all
into my
times.
own cup. So that you speaking to me right there because that's something that I had to do
Mhm.
about 9 years ago. I had to choose me. I
Man.
had to choose me. And
Mhm.
I talked about this because and I take everything that I talk about, everybody know I have a personal
Come on now.
attachment to it. I
Mhm.
had to learn from it. It could be some
Mhm.
shit that I did that I had to learn. I used to get upset at my friends when they got a man and them hoes
Uh-huh.
would go.
Me too.
I ain't gonna lie, I would get real upset at them, real agitated. And it
Mhm.
wasn't that I didn't
Come on,
have shit to
salty.
do. I had shit to do. Look, hold on, wait a minute.
Talk
This
Come
is
till
on,
you
those
salty.
crackle.
moments where y'all hoes need to be on the actual YouTube show because I turned into a salty bitch. You hear
Period.
me?
Period.
Salty. Girl, I was big mad.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, girl, I get it. You gotta spend time. You investing. It's cute. It's cute.
Lying. Just lying.
But the reason I'm gonna tell you why I was really mad, and it wasn't because of the fact that I didn't have enough shit to do,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I have always been busy. Bitch, I was selfish as fuck. I wanted my motherfucking friend all the time. Fuck that little nugget, that little thing that done came through. But I had to learn that the love that I had for them, I truly did want to see them happy. So I went through the process of
Yes.
giving them that space
Yes.
and was still there for them anytime that they needed me. Now, flip it several years down the road, I finally get a bae. Now, because
Mm.
I know how I acted and because I know how I spoil my friends, because see, sometimes,
Still
Amiri,
do.
we the problem.
You come on now.
We
Still
create
do.
these monsters. And I
Still
have
do.
created a lot of
Mhm.
monsters.
And
Mhm.
And
have.
so when it was my turn to find and you say, what?
She
And
said and
have.
have.
And so then when I get to the
Codependence.
point to where I've got, my bae, I'm not gonna
Mm.
lie, I kept
Yeah.
him hidden from people from
Yeah.
like damn near almost 2 years before I really allowed people to know that I was really in a relationship. Only because I was like, you put it out there in the universe, it's gonna come back on your ass. And I wasn't ready to start tasting the medicine I was serving.
Mm.
But my friends, my true friends,
Yes.
they didn't treat me like that.
Yeah.
They really did. Now they joked. They said, "Oh, so bitch, then like I called you and you ain't gonna call me back." They really didn't care, but they was like, "No, I want you to understand
Yeah.
because you was big salty.
Yeah.
You was
And 'cause
big salty. So now you see,
mhm. You see
You was
both
pouring out that
ends.
old sea
That
I
salt.
see
that's
both
where that
sides."
evolution comes from. When
Hmm.
you see both ends, you see things the way it is. And like you said, we are the problem because What people don't understand is our love languages are
Mhm.
basically what we missed as children. If you didn't get a lot of people that if you didn't get a lot of gifts when you were younger, what'll happen is you might get in a relationship and you want gifts because that's something that you never got. Or if you never got somebody to listen to you when you really needed somebody to listen to you, and you were always told, shut up, be quiet, sweep it under the rug, let's not talk about it. A lot of times as an adult, your love language is somebody that just listens. So
You
what
know
You
what?
happens?
want somebody you want
You
to
better
cry,
stop.
cry
You look, look,
and to
look.
fuck you down. That's what I want.
Ooh,
Cry, let me
so,
cry and fuck me
so,
down.
hold on. So, you just said something, and y'all can't see that I done linked into the screen
You done did
like
what?
Mama Joe. I done
You done,
linked in. I done
okay.
linked into the screen. So, wait a minute. So, Nivea, my love language is acts of service and also gifts. I like to
Mm,
give gifts and do things for people that I care about, to show them and give them their flowers while they are
mhm,
alive. The reason why is because
mm,
that as a kid, my mom poured that into us. She gave us whatever we wanted.
yeah, yeah.
However, so my love language to people is that's what I do. However, what I want, I don't need you to give me gifts. I don't need you to do all that. It's so funny.
Yes.
I'm gonna be transparent to you guys. When me and Bay first started dating, and I know he watching, I won't get too specific, but he was the
Mm,
one thing that he said.
Right,
This
right,
shit
mm,
mama.
is funny. This shit is funny as hell.
mm,
The one thing that he said to me was when he came over to the house, and we had gotten to that point we was going to each other's
uh,
house and stuff. He was
uh-huh.
like, so you realize I'm not like a sugar daddy or nothing like that. Like I don't,
Mm,
I make good, but I don't
right,
make,
right,
a whole
right.
lot. And I looked at him and I was like, am I did I come off like I'm
Four.
seeking? I mean, or am I coming off like I need a sugar daddy? But
Gifts.
it's because
Right.
I gifted myself so much
Yes.
and I
Yes.
live a certain kind of way. He was like, and I guess with from his experience, he was used to people. He's
Exactly.
coming to him like, what can you give me? And I
Hmm.
was like, I was taken back,
Hmm.
but then I was also like, I'm glad you said something because
Yes.
somebody else may not have said anything. Look, here in the comments, you had a lot of nice things.
So let's be clear whenever you're talking about this. Let's be clear. So I'm like this. I can do for myself, true enough.
Hmm.
I like for you to do for me as well, so as I like to do for you.
Hmm.
On the same token, I don't think it's anything wrong with saying, okay, if I'm coming to the table with a job, with a car, and I know right now I can afford, and I'm at a custom level of
Hmm.
where I'm at because this is what I've made myself comfortable with at being at this level. I don't necessarily want to take and drop down to where you necessarily are, but I will, give you subtle hints and try to help
Hmm.
you get to that point of
Mhm,
getting to the point that you can afford some of the things that I like to do for myself.
Hmm.
mhm.
And I don't expect for you to do that because what I treat myself, like you're saying, what I treat myself is what I choose to treat myself because
Yes,
that's what I like to do for
yes,
myself. But
Come
yes.
on now.
on the same token, don't come to me and you want me to go out and buy you some Jordans, a whole outfit to go along with this Jordan. You don't want no Walmart jeans. You want some True Religions and stuff like that, and you want them at least 3 sizes too big so they can sag off your ass. And you want
Ooh,
the Jordans to match, and you want the haircut, and you want all that. Don't
this
step to me with no synthetic wig. Don't
this
step to me
feels
off no 3 for
this
10 on the purses. Don't
this
step
feels
to me like that.
personal.
It do.
This
It feels
feels
like
so
this didn't happen.
it,
personal.
it's personal,
This
but it's
this
I'm
feels
so serious because
mm,
people feel like when you get into relationship with people, that's even with friendships.
Hmm.
Now
mhm,
you may your birthday was coming up or your birthdays came, you know what I'm saying? And
mhm.
this person, you might have got this person a Chanel bag, just using that for instance.
Ooh,
But then they want to take and give you a Kate Spade. Bitch, what?
Wait,
Hold up.
wait, no,
A lot
wait,
of
hold
people
Okay,
like
on.
Kate
Kate
I got
Spade.
Spade.
something. I
Okay,
got
let me
something to say
let me
about
not
that.
say
Wait,
Kate
wait.
Spade, but
But
I'm
no,
saying
no, no. Let me pause you right there for just 1 second. And I'm gonna say this for a reason. I
Mhm.
got a reason for it. So, the Jasmine.
yeah.
Now you gotta realize that people have to be able to give to you the way they can within their personal economy.
So I don't want you to
And,
give me
and let me
anything. What
tell you
I
why.
would prefer
Let
you
me
to
tell
do,
you
hold
why you.
on, but what I
But
would
wait.
prefer you to do, let's go out to eat somewhere and let's not do gifts.
Mm.
But wait a minute. I'm
Okay.
glad you said that. And I'm not saying you wrong. I'm just so glad that you walked through the pastures
Yeah.
on that. Because no, that's I
Now
think
they go sweeping
so
down on
through the
bougie.
you
Look,
through walking, listen, through walking us to this point, I think
Mhm.
that's where Babe was coming from. He had seen that, I like nice things, and he knew that he wanted to at least pursue the relationship. So he wanted to kind of put the expectation out there. And I was like I said, I was taken back, but then I was like, no. So thank you,
Yes.
but this is what I did for myself. I'm not
Mhm.
seeking a person for that. Now, if you want to, I ain't mad at you.
Mhm.
However, if you
Don't look at
can't,
me if your check is short.
if you can't, I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
I
we
feel
we didn't come into the relationship
yeah.
saying we got to do this for each other. So
But it would be nice.
birthdays. But wait, so if I got something, he would want to match that energy. And I
Yes.
told him, I said, babe, you don't have to do that. Listen, if I say I want a Chanel purse, trust me, I'm gonna work toward that end. If your personal economy, or not even say that, because I don't want to say he didn't have the money, because he did. If
Mhm.
he was like, bitch, I'm not putting that much money on no goddamn purse. Okay. If you want to give me $100 for my birthday towards the purse, thank you. I'll take it and I'll be just as happy.
But I'm
I
appreciative
didn't want
towards
him
that.
to
Mhm.
feel like he
Yes.
had to do,
But
I
I
didn't want him to
honestly
feel that
feel,
way.
that's it's beautiful though. I mean, it's beautiful though that he saw who you were and what you liked and wanted to meet you where you liked. I mean, that's beautiful. That's
Exactly. But I didn't want him
mhm.
to stress over it. I didn't want
Right.
him to, because that
Mhm.
overwhelming piece
Mhm.
of it can manifest negative things into the
Right.
relationship.
Well,
And
I
go
think the
ahead,
whole thing
Jasmine.
that I was just saying about the whole situation was
Mhm.
is that you don't always have to the materialistic stuff that we choose to buy for ourselves is not something that's always required for.
Come on now. The energy you give, baby, is the energy I put out.
But
So
on the same token, though, I mean,
I'm just
you
playing.
like we all know financially the kind of stuff that we like to do
Mhm.
as far
yep.
as maybe facials, maybe because I'm just gonna use me for instance. I have a certain type of makeup that doesn't break my skin out, that
Yeah.
doesn't do different things to me. So I know my makeup costs a little pretty penny. So I can't just use something from somewhere and people expect someone else that can come back behind me that's not there, financially to take and buy that kind of stuff. I don't expect you to do that. But what I'm saying though
Mhm.
is that if we're doing it, you can show a person that you appreciate them different ways other than something financial is
Very
what
true.
the really the
Exactly.
big portion
Very
of it
true.
is.
Exactly.
But on
And
the same token, don't expect me to get in a relationship with you and you're working towards a
yep.
goal and then you just drop that goal because you feel like that you don't have to do that anymore. Like, let's keep that
Mm.
momentum together. So if you were not riding in a nice car at first, maybe now we can help each other to figure out how to get to that next level so you can have that nice car. That's what I'm saying, being a
I
helpmate towards
definitely
each other.
believe in investing each other to grow together.
Very true.
I will tell you something though, that my my extended family, an old wise woman from my
Uh-oh.
extended family, she said, if you find them eating pinto beans, you leave them eating pinto. He said, "Will you go out and have your steak? You bring them pinto beans."
But see, this is the
I don't
thing. Like, you have to see people for where they are and what they
because
present you. You make up in your mind if that's if that's what you want. This is your human experience. So if somebody see, we look over red flags and then we get mad at this man
Oh,
2 months later on
oh,
because he
Right.
ain't buying you what you want. Girl, you was buying him to buy his love in the beginning.
okay.
So now
Oop,
you're mad he
So
not
oop,
giving you
oop,
what
oop.
we get with red flags. Now
you better speak on it.
I'm gonna check your vibrations because I'm gonna tell you I give to myself daily. I self-love myself. I self-care
Mm-hmm.
care for myself. So if it comes to dating, if it just does not match up, baby, I'm testing the authenticity of what you're giving me. And if
Yes.
this does not vibrate or resonate with me, I don't
Yes.
have no problem with you, king or queen. I have no problem
Okay.
with you, but you're just not for me. But we try to
Right.
But
force and make people out of something that they're not, and we knew that they weren't that in the beginning.
but the dick was good. Thank you.
Mm. But okay. So I'm so glad that you segued
Yes,
into
Savant.
that. And listen, you guys, if you are enjoying this content on YouTube or podcast, make sure you like and share. We have Jasmine Divine from the Jasmine Divine Show, and you can
Thank
find
you.
her on YouTube, Jasmine Divine. We have official. What's his name, Jasmine?
Lyric official.
Because that's what she call them. From Kicking It with Lyric
What's
on
up,
YouTube.
everybody?
Kicking It with Lyric Official. Thank you so much for joining in.
Of
So,
course.
speaking on being digmatized, because that's exactly what you said. I also feel like some friends start acting funny because they get so caught up in the dick girl. They don't know what to do. They then want to be all up in his essence and they want you to ride out with him because he's ride out with you or with
Mm-hmm.
them so they can go find what he doing. And you like, girl, I ain't heard from you in 5 months and you
Girl,
want
let
me
me
to
borrow
go
your car
riding?
so I can go see what's
Girl,
going on with
dick
him.
drunk, dick drunk, dick drunk.
We all been there. Let's be
We
real. We all
have.
been
I'm not
there.
gonna lie. I have been there.
We
And
have.
and yeah, I've been there. And I told Babe when he
Kind of sort of there
mentioned that,
now.
I said, Babe, listen, I told Babe, I said the only thing that I want from you is your heart, your love, and your time. And all of those things, truthfully, don't cost a thing.
Y'all want to
Anything
Come
else
know?
on,
I
J
can do
Lo.
for myself.
I'm gonna
Come
tell
on,
you the
J Lo.
truth. This is how I look at my future relationships now.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how you look at them.
You in in order for me to truly understand who you are, I look at how you
Mhm.
treat yourself. If you're not
Okay.
treating yourself properly, how can I expect for you to treat me the way that I would like to be treated? It's impossible. People only love at the capacity that they know how.
Oh,
But
So
what if they do treat themselves? What if they do treat you better than they do themselves? What
then
what
that's
what
the
say
issue
you
too.
then?
That's the issue
Oh,
too.
is it?
I don't want you
Is it?
because
Oh,
this and I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't
why?
because when people start treating you better than they treat themselves, that means that they're pulling your energy from you. They're trying to cipher from you. They're trying to get something from you for giving so much. I was that person.
would
I
that
was
be
in a relationship.
idolizing?
But it's codependency.
Mm.
That's really what it is. It's
I'm gone.
codependency because people
Oh,
don't. That's giving your power out again because you
mhm.
don't want to go back in and fix your shit. So if
Mm.
you constantly giving me, you buying me clothes and you look like shit, you constantly buying me gifts, you never do nothing for yourself. That's a red flag for me.
But if you see growth, if you see them learning
That's the
from
difference.
you,
That's the difference.
and okay,
That's
yeah,
the difference. See,
yeah,
because what you like, that's exactly what happened to you in your relationship.
that's exactly what
Y'all
happened. I'm
learn
not
from
gonna lie.
each other. Y'all
Oh God, let me
evolve.
tell you something. He taught. Let me tell you what he taught me.
Hmm.
He taught me that everything, well, I'm not going to say he taught me, he confirmed that within my spirit, the way that I felt like I should always be treated was
Hmm.
not a fairy tale, was not a lie,
Hmm.
and I was not over expecting
Come on,
shit from
baby. Come
people.
on now.
And I hope,
Hmm.
I hope that I taught him that you
Yes.
can be loved by being your authentic self,
Period.
because that's how I love. So
Yes.
I hope that's what he learned from that.
Yeah.
But he also taught me that, you got to be patient,
Mhm.
and you got to allow people to be themselves,
Yes.
and your level of your drive
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to match my drive to be right. He taught me a whole
Come on
lot.
now, because it's ultimately I want people to be themselves around me. Because
Yes.
and if I don't like it, I don't subscribe to it.
Mm.
If I mean, it's just simple as that. It's no anger towards you. It's not no grudge or none of that. It's just if you don't vibe, our frequencies don't vibe, baby, that's okay. You're just not for me.
Yeah.
I like people to be them. Don't be anything. And you can take once you do self work, you can have the spirit. You gonna gain the spirit of discernment
You go.
to tell if a
Absolutely.
person is being truly themselves in that moment, and they
Yes.
just need help and assistance of evolution, or
Yes.
you can tell the difference. But you got
Yes.
some people, they just don't want to change because they really don't want to deal with their shit. And a lot of people accept that for what it is, then get mad at it later. No, you can't do that. It's your
Mm.
fault.
Mm.
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 A person will
Mm.
show you who they are. You
Yeah,
Oh,
believe
you
them.
accept it. You have to
Believe
accept
them.
it and believe it. Because you can't get pissed off at a person. Come on, that nigga was stealing when you met him. He stole the outfit you got on now. You can't get mad at that man. She and I are polar opposites. But that's actually
Oh
beautiful though.
my God, who said
we are polar opposites, and it worked. I mean, I love myself, Lyric,
Yeah, I see
but I also love myself to know that I could not date myself.
it.
I will get on my own
I see
nerve.
that. I see that.
I get that though. I ain't gonna even lie. Accept
I
and
will get
believe.
on my
Period,
own
April.
nerve.
I
Mm-mm.
asked that's funny that you mentioned that. I asked myself, would I date myself? And honestly, I would. Now
Mm.
Lyric. I love now
Mm.
Lyric. I love who he's evolving into and who he's becoming. I would love to date myself if I could.
I mean, I might date myself like today,
Yeah.
but that's because of all the things that I've learned through this
Right,
journey. But
right.
would I have dated myself when I met him? I mean, here's the thing. Here's why I wouldn't. My love language that I show and the love language that I receive
Two
is not
different
the
things.
same. And that's why I couldn't
Hmm.
date me. I love
Hmm.
to, my love language is doing things and, you know, buying things. That's just, and I like to shop, so maybe it's an excuse to shop. I don't know shit, but that's what I like to do. However, for me, you can buy for me. That's great, but it's what you do for me. If you say I'm gonna call you later and you call me back, if you call me every morning to see how I'm doing, if you see me, we at home,
Mm-hmm.
we live together, and you still send a text message, hey babe, how's work going? That's the shit. Fuck a Chanel purse. But I
I don't
would
like
try to
Chanel
buy me
anyway.
that Chanel purse. I would
I
try to
want
buy
Louis
me that
Vuitton.
Chanel purse, and I would be too busy to text because I'm working all the time. So I couldn't date me. You see what I'm saying?
See
Not because I don't like
I
me, but I
the
could.
crazy thing about me, I had the same issue because I give a lot. And it was I gave and gave and gave, and I almost got scared and freaked out when people gave back to me. It was just like no. It was like I'm good, no, because I had this servant mentality, and I honestly felt like I wasn't deserving
Oh,
to receive from anyone else. I
I
felt
never
like
felt like I
I
wasn't.
felt so, baby. I felt like when I tell you, I felt so undeserving, and when I really sat in, and
Mm.
I was like, wow, like.
I understand where you're coming from. Mine came from
Mm-hmm.
my mental abuse that I went through.
Ah, yeah.
And
Yep.
it was mine was tied not only with that, but mine was tied with depression.
Got you.
So
Mm.
I felt unworthy of that. And
Oh my God.
I felt like when someone would do something for me, so what is the outcome? What do I have
Yeah.
to do to prove to them? Yada 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 yada
Mm-hmm.
yada
Mm-hmm.
yada.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
accepting it.
You're so right.
And then
Mm.
I feel like sometimes though too, when you do that for a person will take and catapult that in your face, not throw it in your face, but catapult it in your face every
Catapult.
single time that they get an opportunity to. I have
Yes.
blood that's like that. She will
Ooh,
every
Mm.
time
Lord.
if
Let
you
me
get
tell y'all,
if
this show.
this help will give you $20 For the
Uh-huh.
next 5 years, I'm gonna hear about that $20, and I done paid it back to her.
Oh, mm-mm.
And that's
Don't
her
do
trauma.
nothing.
That's
Don't
her
don't
traumas being
don't.
deflected back on you.
She trying to ensure you never ask her for shit. She ain't trust you with that $20 to begin with. I'm not giving you shit unless I can afford to give it to you and don't
I
need it
promise
back.
you. I
So if
promise
I
you.
say I can't, it could be an I ain't. It can be whatever you want it to be. But if I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it because maybe I need it right then, and I don't have it to spare to give to you,
And
and
if
I
I
don't
got
have
it
to
and spirit
explain
tells
that
me
to
not to do
you.
it, I'm not doing it.
Or
Hmm.
if I got it and I'm like, but I can't, I'm working and I'm dealing with stress and I'm dealing with everything and I can't just give you that. You need to go work
Come
and deal
on.
with stress and get it on your own because
And it gets to a
God
point
didn't
where you
say
just
that He
like,
blessed me to bless you like that
come
all the
on.
time. But
Because
Right.
sometimes,
you better speak.
absolutely.
Because it honestly it gets to the point where follow your gut and
Yeah.
intuition.
Yes.
Even if you ain't got an excuse of why you can't do it, no is no.
No means no. And I don't have to tell you shit else.
If the children say nah, it's a hell no for me. If the children
Listen.
say no, it's a hell
It's a
no for
hell
me.
no for you. Y'all, listen, I'm gonna wrap it up because we've been here for an hour and
Because
almost
we will keep
15 minutes.
going. You know we will keep going.
But I want my listeners to stay engaged. I want my viewers to stay engaged. You guys, I want to do what my girl Lala, the voice, aka Tasha, the Gemini did. Leave you wanting more.
Come on now.
Just leave you wanting more. So
Yes,
listen,
baby.
as we close out the Save On Experience, the Saturday Night Social Club, our topic, the series is human sexuality, and one of several topics was why they act funny when they get a man. So we talked about that. We talked about several things. The next a series or the next episode of this maybe next week, or the week after, but we're going to keep it going. I want to give everyone an opportunity to tell them once again where they can find them. Lyric, you up?
Most definitely. You all can find me on Instagram at Lyric Official, and that's LYRICK Official. You can also find me on Facebook under Lyric Music. That's MUSIQ. And make sure you catch us kicking it with Lyric Official every Saturday at 2 p.m. You all do not want to miss it. Make sure y'all follow us. Also, Tasha the Gemini, you'll be able to find her as well, and as well as her music if you connect with my page, and the beautiful Onyx as well. Much love.
Ooh, that's
Mm.
my baby. I want you to know that
That old nasty
your
radio
show,
voice.
your show blesses me
Thank you.
in ways that I don't think you know. So I appreciate you. I appreciate your energy. No, I don't appreciate because you appreciate things. I love you and I love your energy.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Y'all,
So
I'm gonna tell you, y'all, these two women right here were pivotal in the Kicking It with Lyric Official show. I'm telling you, I learned everything from them. Okay, so so I gotta give
and we
y'all love.
learn from ourselves and we all met. And we all met because what I won't do
Mhm.
is everybody know that I send shout outs to the T.S.
Period.
Madison.
Period,
Let me
baby.
tell you something. I have watched her, and people probably tired of me talking. They're probably thinking I'm kissing her ass. Well,
They
it's a
think that
whole lot
all
of
of
ass
us.
to kiss, and I'm gonna keep
Period,
kissing.
and keep kissing.
So I have watched the T.S. Madison for years.
Mhm.
But let me tell you something. She is one of few people that kept me and kept my spirit lifted during this pandemic. I'm not gonna lie. I had a
Yeah.
whole lot of time on my hands working from home. The
Time on your hands.
content that she put out there, the moments she shared with us, the platform
Period.
she shared with us when she didn't
Period.
have to.
Didn't.
I'm forever grateful. So, I know that the T.S. Madison Experience season 1 has wrapped, but it's still available on WeTV
yes.
and all of your
Oh,
streaming
watch.
platforms. Make sure you go out there and check out the T.S. Madison
Mhm.
Experience.
Yes, baby.
Okay, all of that. And listen, if my niece, Chi Chi, the infamous
Yes,
Chi Chi,
infamous Chi
is
Chi.
watching, honey, I also want to send shots out and signals of love to you because you have poured into us as
Yes,
well.
yes.
And I love you dearly.
I can't miss
Jazz,
Lady Ankles.
oh,
Come on now. I'm gonna tell you, Craig. I thank you. I got to give him his thanks because
yes,
he really pushed for me to be on that show. So I really have to give
yes.
him love and respect, and I'll forever do that.
Yes, come on. I will not call him Lady Ankles. I just won't do it. I will call him Craig the Writer Stewart. I just don't feel comfortable doing that. I just don't. That's for close family and friends. Jasmine, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me in a drop top. Let me go ahead.
Oh, at
So
the bar,
first and
y'all.
foremost, if y'all have not got out and checked out any of Kicking It with Lyric official, y'all are missing a blessing within itself. I am so proud. I'm so thankful, and I'm so happy that I was a part of, and still am a part of pouring into
Yes.
this individual. That's why I'm always the first one to show my face there, and I make sure that
Yes.
they know, not
Yes.
just him, but keeping them uplifted to let them know I'm there to support. Whether I may not be able to hit
Yeah.
text while I'm at work, but I'm always the first one on there to text
They're
them and let
always
them know,
watching. We're
Yes.
to let
stalkers.
them know, you know what I'm saying? To let them know that they have support. And when you truly say that you love someone, you support them
So
regardless
true.
of the facts. Outside of that, y'all, my sister from another mister, from another mother, but that's my girl. Savon, I thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey as well, because we are all started somewhere, and we have just blossomed and grown from, from me, from nothing, from you, from a hiatus, but your
Yes.
channel has grown, you
Right.
know, and not only that, but a strong individual that has paved the way for a lot of us girls, for the majority of us girls. Like she said, the one and only T.S. Madison has done her thing
Yes.
for us. Um, Words can't describe how personable she is, and
Mhm.
how she's cut it for a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? So period dot the end. You can find me on YouTube at JAZMINE. I have a show on Sunday nights, which is called The Cool Down, which is a collaboration of the minds, which is co-hostess with the mostest, Miss Savon. A lyric comes through whenever he doesn't have appointments set up. And a host of other people's, like the owner
Appointments.
of PastorSugar.com, Lily comes through, Zyla Artist comes through, and the one and only Bam, which is AKA Cousin Faithful, leave your man
Yes.
around. So Tuesday
Ooh.
night we do have the Night of Shade slash the Night of Shade with Mukbang slash the chat with Divine, which is coming back, and my next person that will be coming through is going to be with the one and only Onyx. Will be
Yes.
coming
Oh,
through
honest.
to knock us over the head with all that stealth and beauty and young
Yes. Sir.
glowingness. But I thank y'all. I thank y'all all for being here. I thank you all for coming in and watching with us, and I thank you all for being a part of our journey, because some of y'all have been there from the concept of our pages,
Yes.
especially with mine. Breezy Bree, y'all know I love y'all, and I can always call upon y'all just to kiki, ha ha, laugh, and we have ourselves a good time. So thank you, Savon, again for allowing me to be a part of your journey, and thank you, Lyric, for allowing me to pour into yours.
Thank you. Love y'all, man.
Yes.
Oh,
Listen, what we are going to do at this moment, Love Muffins, hold on one second. I want to take the opportunity visually. So, this is an area of the show where if you're watching us via YouTube, I want to send support to not only the Jasmine Divine Show and Kicking It with Lyric, but also another family sister show of ours, the Anthony Brown Show. Listen, the ATL Show, honey, is a show with the Anthony Brown, Teamu, and Legacy the Great, as well as T Savage. And when the name says what it says what it says. So I'm going to take a moment to close the show out with some commercials. All right. So thank you guys for watching, like, sharing, and subscribing. And if you want to become a member, you can become a member of my YouTube channel. I have 2 tiers for you. Check me out at www.youtube.com. Savon1111. Good night, y'all.
3, 2, 1, 0. Show presents the ATL Show with your host, Anthony Brown, Teama Sweetness, T Savage, and Legacy the Great. Tune in every Tuesday and every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, The Anthony Brown Show. On Facebook, The Anthony Brown Show. Great topics, great guests. Warning, if you have tissue paper feelings, this is not the show for you. Tune in every Tuesday and every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The ATL Show. Let's have some fun. Let's talk about what we need to talk about. We set the standard. The ATL Show.